I'm not gonna lie to you. We live in a weird time. As far as men go, we live in a very weird time where, like, even though the odds may not be in our favor, or you may not know how things go, sometimes taking a risk. Sometimes the best feeling is taking a risk and seeing it go through, or at least like shooting your shot. Um, sometimes the I could say in my life the most things I've done where I just said fuck it and it worked in my favor. Like there's a couple of times, like the Navy is one thing because it was just like when I joined the Navy, there was no jobs around my area, and I was like, I always said if I was couldn't find no job around where I was going to join the military. I was like, I was going to join the Navy. And I told myself, and when that happened, I said, "Fuck it." I'm gonna be a man of my word. Shout out to my homeboy with who he was trying to get people in because the recruiter station that he took me to, and like I said, I was already like in, but but he was trying to get people to recruit. So instead of going in as an E1, he go in as an E3. If you put enough people in, you could go. You're just like they had this thing where if you can recruit people, you go in as an E3. So he was trying to get me in so he could go in as a better chance or some shit like that. Um, but he didn't. His funny thing is he didn't even have to sell me because he was trying to sell me hard. I was like, bruh, I already told myself if I couldn't find a job, I was going to join the Navy. And I told him, and like I met the recruiter. Recruiter was a white dude, but you could tell he was like a white dude that grew up in the hood. Like he talked like the brothers, but he didn't try. Yeah, you know how some people like you could tell like a white boy that grew up in the hood that some people is try, but some people you could tell it's just phonetically. I think the word is phonetically, but the lingo flows through his tongue without it sounding cringy or like he's trying. Like you could tell that type of white boy that grew up in the hood. But yeah, he was one of those. So it's funny because the dude, my best friend, like he was going in, he went in, but he kind of like didn't like it, and he got himself kicked out in boot camp or some shit like that. Said he had an asthma attack. My recruiter was furious, and I told my recruiter, I said, you ain't gotta worry about that about me. I said, I'm 100% set in. I move forward, and like I'm not gonna say boot camp was hard, but I was out of shape. So some things were harder, but once I got in shape and all that stuff, things started running through. Especially like swim. Like I knew how to swim, but I kept failing swim class for some reason. But like I said, I'm me myself. I was like, I'm stubborn. I'm going to get through this, and my stubbornness, and that's the one thing about me. I can always say that I'm stubborn. Sometimes it's just like I'm going to push through no matter what, and it's just like you can at least say I tried, because that's kind of like because I'm the type of dude to be like, yo, at least I tried instead of just bitched out. At least I tried. Um, and that's always been living like. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, just fuck it, just do it. If it works in your favor, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, one time was just like everybody was getting bottles and all that other stuff, and I was just like, fuck it, just get a bottle. And then come to find out, them bottles was on sale, so I was just like, I got two. This was in the club, and I was just gonna get like two bottles. I walking in like Dame Dash or some shit like that. This is when I was in the Navy. I was doing the clubbing days, and it was just like sometimes it's just going with the flow. Has always been with me, but always saying "fuck it, shoot your shot" or "just do it" has always been worked in my favor too. Because you get memories off of that shit, and even if you, like I said, even if you fail, you get some memories off that shit. When I was, um, even when like going to school and like some of my I film ideas that on my other channel, you know, I'm like, yo, this is what I'm going through. I mean, this is what I want to do, and I would like to accomplish it, and I did it. Like I've told the story and this a long time ago. I told the story like the two videos, like Get Over It and Damn It Rodney. How like I had to stubbornly push myself through getting two of those. And long story short, Get Over It. It was like wasn't even my original video. It was supposed to be like this Halloween based movie where the guy sets a prank to his girl and she knocks him out. She thinks she killed him and all that other stuff, and she tried to bury the body. It was a funny concept. And then but I explained that story. It's a long time ago. I explained that story. And Damon Rodney was I've had that story, and then when I tried to get it done early, everything fucked up, so I had to do it again. But the second, I mean, it's still came out great in my opinion. Damon Rodney did come out great, even though I kind of looked at it, it was just like, oh, I could have done this better. I could have done this better, you know. But even there, it's just like I tell people all the time, it's just because I know a lot of people are scared to talk to people. What should I do and all that stuff. I was like, yo, just fucking do it. Just shoot your shot. Even if you fail, you're gonna. I feel like even if you fail, you're gonna feel better. So like, I'm pretty sure I told these stories many a times, but I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it here because this whole base thing is just about shooting your shot and then just going for what you really want for. So because this is basically because the title is shoot your shot and going for what you want for. Um, I'm gonna talk about one that I don't want. I call it a win, and the other one I took it. I don't want to say I took an L, but because I didn't. I don't know if I call it an L, but I call it a lesson. Let's just say that. So we could say the one time, you know, it worked. Shooting my shot worked in favor. So it really didn't, but I learned a lot from it. So we're gonna start with. I'm gonna start with the one I call the win. All right, and this is, and also, it's also the reason why I shoot my shot now because it's a technical win, but it's not. It's the reason why like I have this fuck it, let's do it attitude, right? Let's just say that. Okay, and I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure I told these stories many times, but we're gonna go through it again. Okay, I was in high school, and it was this girl that I found really attractive. She was light skinned, and anybody know me, my preference is dark skinned, but this girl, I don't know, something about her captivated. She was light skinned, she had pretty eyes, um, and you know, she liked anime and all that stuff. So like, I met her in 11th grade. We had this computer tech class and all that other stuff, and she seen me playing Street Fighter, and I guess she was playing Street Fighter. You like, and this was like towards the end, you know, and then we was like playing Street Fighter with each other because there was this one Street Fighter game that it was like a flash game, but you can play Street Fighter on both the consoles. Now I was beating her. I was beating her ass because you know I'm a great Street Fighter player and all that other stuff. Now she and I always argue about this, but you know that girl pushed me out my chair just so she could get a win, and she always said I fell. I was like I didn't fall, I got pushed because I was whipping her ass. But we always joked about that. So that was the end of 11th grade. 12th grade, we start school again. On you know we have A days and B days. B days I have art, and I was like art two. I already passed art one, did that flying colors. I had art two. That girl was in my art two class, and it was just like I seen her. We said what's up, and we sat next to each other the whole fucking time, and we was just like we were two peas in the pot. But like I said, well, you know, we all talked to we stayed talking to each other and all that other stuff. And but I was so shy to ask her to be my girl. Never really asked her to be my girl, but I did want her to take her to prom. It was because you know it's senior year, you want to take the girl to prom, you know, you want to do all this stuff. It's just like, and I was working too. I worked at this is where I started working at Pizza Bolus because in 12th grade I had to get a job, so I got a job at Pizza Bolus. So I was working and all that stuff. So I was like feeling good about myself. It was like I said I'm gonna ask this girl to a prom. Come to find out, the girl was she's moving. And she told me too, she was moving. I was sad. I was like, fuck. It was like, and she was like, yeah, this is gonna be my last week. And our last week was like spirit week. So I was like, yo, all right, I'm gonna make sure this whole week you're gonna remember this. You're gonna remember this for the rest of your life. And like I made it. I think I made it memorable and all the other stuff. We kept messing with each other. We kept playing around with each other and all that other stuff. So the last day I seen her, I was like, we was doing the same thing. We was just messing around and all that stuff. And that was like the end of Spirit Week. So I go to, you know, she's about to go home because I think I was about to go home because I had a half a day. I don't know if she stayed or she went somewhere, but I had a half a day. And I think she had one more class or some shit like that. So I, I was like, yo, you think I could get a kiss? She was like, okay. And for what she told me, she was like, I thought she was gonna kiss me on the cheek, but I kissed her on the lips. But she kissed me back. So it was just cool. So it was like I said, fuck it, I went for it. And I did. And then like we got to like the hallway to where I had to go. And then I guess she had one more class. And then we shared a long kiss goodbye. It's just like I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you too. We shared a long kiss goodbye, and then like I went home. She went to her final class and all this stuff. That was the last time I seen her. And then this is where MySpace days. This is where MySpace days, and this is where I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna start shooting my shot because during the MySpace days, I found her, reconnected with her, and I was like, yo, we miss each other. We talk about how much we miss each other, all the other stuff, and how she's doing. She living in one part of town, and I'm still in the same area. And then, we was talking about, yo, I always liked you. And I hit her with I always liked you, thought you was beautiful. I wanted you to be my girl and all that other stuff. She was like, and she told me, yeah, she had a boyfriend, but she wasn't really feeling him anymore and all that other stuff. And I told her like, "Dang, I wanted you to be my prom date." She was like, "Yeah, you could have still been my prom date, and all that other stuff in there." But she also told me like she had feelings for me too. She was like, "Yeah, I had feelings for me too. But I don't know if you like me like that. Don't you like me as a friend?" I was like, and that's where it hit me. I was like, "Fuck!" This whole time I could have shot my shot, asked her, to be my girl and all that other stuff, and I just fucking missed that opportunity. And it's just like you bang. You was like, I was like, fuck, damn, shooting. I said, and then like from that day forward, I was just like, from that day on, win or lose, I'm shooting my shot. Now the funny thing about it is because she was like, "Yo, you going to Otakon?" And anybody understand like Otakon is this convention in Maryland. This is when they had it in Baltimore. So in Baltimore, and this was like 2009. This was in 2009. She told me about Otakon and said, "Yeah, it's in Baltimore." I didn't know it was a 3 day event. It was my first convention, so I took my best friend Clarence, Shining Wolf. If y'all done follow the um, podcast on my other channel, podcast Shining Wolf, they be on there. And Shining Wolf been my best friend since then too. And he was like, and I was like, "Yo, you want to go to an anime convention?" He was like, "Yeah, where?" It's in Baltimore. It was an Otakon. I was like, how the fuck we getting there? I said, I was going to take a Greyhound. And I just, the funny thing is, I was supposed to work that day, but also I was going into I already graduated high school and all that other stuff, but I was going in, but I was already going into the military. All right, and I was just working at my old job until I was working at Pizza Bowley's until I was going into the military because it was funny. After I got depped in and all that other stuff, to, I still had to do two things. One was to put my little brother on the bus because he was mildly autistic. My father had to work in the morning. And since I already graduated, I was the only one in the house. So I was my whole job was to put him on the bus. So I got, long story short, I was supposed to leave in the spring. I asked the people, yo, is there a way I could leave sooner? Because I'm the only one that could be putting my little brother on the bus, help my father out. And he was like, we'll push you back to August. I said, thank you. So the fact that I even got that. So during that, told her I was going to the Navy and all that other stuff. Going to Otakon, blah blah blah, all that other stuff. I took Clarence, and both of us rode the Greyhound to Baltimore, and then like it didn't get there till the morning. We walked, and not. I don't. And honestly, it's funny because I think he's an atheist, but to me, I believe in God, but I don't know how, and I don't know. But we got there, not knowing how to get there, but we got there to Otakon. Not only did we get there, I paid for my ticket and I paid for his, not knowing that it was a 3-day weekend because it was a Saturday, and then we didn't know. But I paid for mine, paid for his, because I was just like, yo, I brought him along. I might as well just, he didn't really have the money, and I paid for it, right? So the whole time I was just looking for it. I was just looking for it. I ain't seen it throughout the whole time, and the convention is big, especially the one in Baltimore. The convention is very big. The convention is still big now because it's the Otakon is still going on. Convention is still big, so I didn't see it the whole day, and um, it wasn't until that night I walked into the rave, and I was just I gave up on seeing it. I was like, I guess I'm just not gonna see it. And then I was at the rave, and then I'm over here just like looking around and all that stuff. The rave was different because it was playing Baltimore house music and then kind of like trippy music only heard on Dance Dance Revolution and shit. So, but I was having fun. I was having fun in the convention still. I was walking around looking at panels and all that other stuff. And then out the corner of my eyes, I saw I saw her, and I was like, and to me it was just like I've been looking for her all day. I said, "You not gonna bitch out, did you?" I said, "Nah." So I went over there. I gently tapped her on the shoulder. She looked back at me. She seen me. Her eyes lit up, and like she gave me a big ass hug. And we, and it's funny because like we kissed on the. I didn't even know she had a boyfriend or not, but I just like so we just like kissed in the middle of the dance floor and all that other stuff. We danced, and then she had to go. But to me, I was happy because it was just like I accomplished the mission that I fucking did. That was, and to me, so it's always a W on that one. It was like, even though it didn't go no further, to me, that was a great night. It was a W. And then the only thing is, I wish we'd have stayed for Sunday, but um, Clarence, he got his peoples to come pick us up because this was young me, and I didn't know how far Baltimore really was from DC. Let's just say that Baltimore really was from DC. So, and to me, that, like I said, that is a W. Now, the one I took an L, but I don't really call it an L. It's more or less of a lesson. It was a Now this is when I was in the Navy, and there was this girl I liked in the Navy, and this was it was around New Year's time and all that other stuff. And everybody had their like their little vacation weeks, and or you had to do Christmas or New Year's. I stayed for New Year's, but around Christmas break, some of us we just got off of deployment, so some people was just getting hotels, and with the military discount, we was getting hotels for shit. And then like a lot of us, we came back with money, so we were staying in hotels for days. And I mean, I stayed. I said like we stayed in there for days, like, and I mean like for me it was like a whole weekend. And then like Yeah, it was a whole week. It was like to me, it was like a whole weekend that I stayed in there for, just because I could. Like I said, we came back from deployment, we were stacking up bread, so we fucking stayed in the hotel. And plus the military discount, he was like, yeah, we staying in there extra day. I'm pretty sure that hotel made buku money because it was a bunch of other people's. But anyway, I liked I liked her a lot and all that other stuff. And then we were just going out. She also was going to for New Year's. And then one day it was like, yo, just come hang out with me and all that other stuff. I was trying to close the deal and all that stuff. We went to a club, we was drinking and all that other stuff. And um, she goes back to my hotel room. And like she showers in my shower. I was like, yeah, okay, this might be it and all that other stuff. I try to pull the move. I could feel her resisting to holding back. I asked her, "You good? She's wrong." She was like, "I don't really see us like that. I kind of see us as friends and all that stuff." Now, I'm kind of sad because just I did like her and I wanted to get into a relationship with her, not just like wanted to fuck her. But she was like, "I wanted to stay as friends." And to me, I said, "You know what? If that's what you want, that's fine." Like we slept in the same bed, we didn't have sex and all that other stuff. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I woke up a little disappointed, but at the same time, I sat there and I thought it over, and I was like, the girl said no, and you respected her wishes. Not only that you respected her wishes, you still treated her like a gentleman, didn't try to make it awkward. Even though that morning was awkward, I still tried to treat her, and then like we still friends to this day. But it was just like, I said, don't, you shouldn't take this as an L, just take this as a lesson. But at least you know that you could say you was in a situation where you had a girl in the hotel room, she didn't want to do it, and you didn't force her nor coerced her, as people say, or you didn't do anything to make her feel uncomfortable. You respected her wishes and all that other stuff. Don't it's like so don't take it as an L, take it as a lesson. But you shot your shot. Now is and to me it was just like, hey, you win some, you lose some. So now that you have experience, and then I see people, even with marriage, like, where's this all going to? Because I see even people with marriage, when it comes to marriage and how they perceive marriage. A lot of people are scared of marriage, and you see all these videos of people cheating on each other. You see these people, you know, you feel like you married the right woman. Come to find out, these people are living foul. These people are not doing good. And even if you're doing the right thing, your woman or your significant other is not doing the right thing. I've seen a bunch of videos where the guy, he's faithful, but the woman's hiding her phones or she's lying about her phones and all that stuff because you don't want to catch her cheating. And then, like, you've seen some of the stuff. Some of it's real, some of it's fake. You don't know what to believe, but you like it scares you into marriage. Like, think about it. Like, not that many people getting married. People finding marriage is a scam, but there's also people who's just like, yo, even though like marriage is not good for me as a male, I still want to get married. I'm in that bracket. Like, I have all these examples of marriages failing. 80% of marriages is going to fail. Um, you know, people, there's examples of why people fail. The women initiate the marriage, divorces, all that other stuff. Yet I still want to get married. It's all this. It's just like I think to me it's just that I'm not afraid of going out there. I feel like the woman I will marry one day, that might be the one. You know, whether it is or not. But I've always just like, yo, fuck it, shoot your shot. And I try to tell other people too. It's just like, even here, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. I've seen, because sometimes I think it's, even if you doesn't come out in your favor, I feel like yeah, you're gonna be sad in one part, but it's just like, yo, I think in me personally, I think you feel better of shooting your shot. It's just like, hey, I wasn't afraid, so you just didn't think what if, because I don't want, like I said, I don't want anybody going around thinking what if she liked me, because even with the joint with the light skinned girl, I was like, what if she don't like me? What if she do? And I was too scared. I was too scared. But when I said fuck it, and then sometimes even when I got in relationships with people, I was like, yo, or just shoot my shot to see where it goes. I said fuck it, and then like it's worked in my favor. Even in like general life stuff, where I was just like, you know what, let's do this. And I take a risk out on it, and then like I end up enjoying it. I end up having memories and all that other stuff. It's like we shouldn't, sometimes I get it. It's as men we have to be cautious. Sometimes you want to make sure especially men, we'll make sure all our ducks are in a row. But sometimes just jump out there. Sometimes you got to jump out there. It's like it may struggle at first, but you may struggle at first, but in the end, it may come out in your favor. I think a lot of things where sometimes as people is just like you got to be a little delusional, and that's just me. It's just like because I know as men we base ourselves on logic. A little delusion is okay. Not a lot of delusion, but a little delusion is okay because I feel like in order to achieve your dreams, you got to be a little delusional. If you think, especially if you think this person might be the one, go ahead and jump out there. That person might be the one. If you're thinking this person might be like the girl of your dreams or the man of your dreams and all that stuff, hey, shoot that shot. Who knows? It might work out in your favor. So I'm gonna just end it here. Let me know what y'all think. How y'all feel? And if y'all have any stories of you shooting your shot, um, put it in the comment section. Let me know how it went. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out.